Hi, my name is Nicole Pixler, and I'm going to be talking to you today about communications excellence. These are my three audience members.
I'm Gavin.
Hi, I'm Alana.
Hi, I'm Matt.
Communications excellence is something that needs to be worked on a daily basis to avoid misunderstanding and conflict. Communication involves more than just saying words. As you can see on the screen, my thesis involves just how important communication is. I would like to talk more about the human services field and how communication is so important in that field. I started as an outreach counselor, most recently being promoted to assistant executive director for a nonprofit. The nonprofit's name is Stand Up for Kids, Hampton Roads. Nonverbal communication is huge in the human services field and in many fields. It's difficult to overstate the importance of facial expressions. Nonverbal communication can include things like a smile. You can tell a lot by the way someone looks at you or how their face looks. As I stated before, I'm an outreach counselor. Communication is key in gaining the trust of the youth that we find doing outreach. This includes, but isn't limited to, youth ages 12 to 25. Some key items that I've always been taught was to not cross your arms, to look approachable in your appearance and mannerisms, and to have a smile on your face. It's just imperative to make a good first impression with them and working towards gaining their trust ultimately. This way you just they allow you into their world. My first main point in my paper is that looking inviting will be inviting. The more relaxed and at ease you are, the better that you'll be in the long run. Nonverbal communication, again, is just be relaxed, be yourself, be open and welcoming. Openness describes a person's willingness to discuss his or her relationship with a friend or another relational partner. People who use this relational maintenance strategy are likely to disclose their thoughts and feelings. So you can just show confidence, you can show that you're relaxed, approachable, trustworthy. All these things are really important. Active listening is another very important skill that you need to have in any career, really, but more importantly when you're working with people. If you make listening and observation your occupation, you will gain much more than you can by just talking. Maintaining focus on what they say, remembering details, responding to main points. You're going to gain someone's trust by showing them that you can be an active listener, and active listening skills are hugely important really anywhere in your career. I just allow them to tell their story without judgment or criticism. I listen and I only answer back when asked a question or if they're looking for advice. Many situations seem similar, but the ability to actively receive and understand and process specific details about each conversation is really important in letting the other person know that you're just invested in them and you want what's best for them. Vocabulary is another huge component to communication. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Good old Dr. Seuss said it the best. Choose your words wisely, say what you mean, be mindful of your audience. So you may have to change how you say things depending on if you're talking to teenagers, if you're talking to adults, an older generation, a younger generation. There's different terms that go along with all of that. So noise is also huge. Recent studies suggest that noise pollution can harm whales, directly damaging their hearing, and in extreme cases causing internal bleeding and death. More commonly, it appears that excessive or prolonged noise can cause behavioral changes that interfere with the health and survival of animals. It's just very important to find maybe a quiet place to talk one-on-one with someone. Focus on the person talking, limit distractions during your talk, Just make them feel like they're the only one that matters in that moment. And again, that goes along with gaining trust, especially in the human services field. Our drop center is located at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. A lot of times jets fly over all the time, and so that's really hard to not get distracted, but you just have to find a way. Again, with environmental noise, this is goes along with animals. Even animals have issues with noise. I read an article recently regarding whales and how extra noise in our oceans hurt them. Recent studies suggest that noise pollution can harm whales directly by damaging their hearing and in extreme cases causing internal bleeding and death. It appears that excessive or prolonged noise can cause behavioral changes. This is probably not just for whales. I'm sure this has to do with people as well. Noise can do a lot of damage to people. A lot of people say, oh, I can't even hear myself think. Well, that may have something to do with noise. So, in conclusion, communication matters everywhere with everyone, even animals. Thank you. Oh. Do you guys have any questions? No questions?
No.
Thank you for being my audience.